not gonna get lucky if you're not putting your head like at enough events and putting your music on enough
Thinking
platforms.
ahead. What's going on, guys? It's Tracy Mitchell, VA. We're keeping it real, relevant, and resonating once again. We got my good homie, Gabriel Avrett, with me.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
This is our first time talking to each other. So when I see you on my YouTube channel, I'll be like, again? But to you, you're like, I never even seen you before.
Yeah, nah, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So do you remember like when we last interviewed?
No.
He's just that lit. No, you were just that popping. If you don't remember, like that's a sign that you were in front of a lot of people.
If you remind me, I probably remember as soon as like I hear like. But give me a hint, like where?
A3C.
A3C. Were we here in Atlanta? Or were we in Texas?
You were in Atlanta.
No, I can't remember.
I was in the room where it was like it kind of reminded me of like that Diddy and like Mace type room where it's like the lights and the black. And I was in blue. I was like in a blue.
Oh, wait. Were we like in a narrow room?
It was a small room.
With the mirrors and lights?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's like...
That's one of the interviews that were like, okay, this was actually a good interview. I hated I liked the idea of it first, but then I just got too like crammed in this building. All I could hear was voices and every year.
You know what's crazy? I felt that too. Like I had this feeling like we're gonna see like each other again. So
I'm happy because I wanted to see that interview. I was like, that interview was dope. I had no idea where to find any of the interviews I did that day.
You were so comfortable with me too. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I was just happy to be like in a secluded room. I was like, this is way better.
Did you chop it up with Lyrical Lemonade?
I didn't even know they were there. I didn't even know they were there. I probably did because I did a bunch of different interviews.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't like the setup.
It was just overwhelming. Honestly, let me tell you what I didn't like, and I don't mind saying this. I work with them
because I respect them all. It's like, I would love to do interviews with each of those people I did interviews with. I just didn't like the setup. I
didn't know who was coming into the room.
Right.
So I didn't know what to ask you. So the fact that it went well, I was like shocked because I think that was just off of energy. Because I didn't know you were going to walk into the room. I didn't know T.I.'s son was going to walk into the room. Right. Some other people. So every time I had somebody in there to come talk to me, I was just like, new face.
Yeah. It's different style of interviewing for sure.
Yeah. So I'm not really into the whole press room thing. But anyways, Gabriel, how have you been?
Blessed. Since last time we saw each other, I feel like it's been a lot of changes for the better, and I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. Not comfortable enough to chill and sit back and relax, but comfortable enough to like breathe and think about what I got coming up.
Tell us a few things that have changed since around this time last year.
Well, my name. I went from GA to Gabriel Avrett. So that was a pretty big change. And it was different. It was hard because I had to like get all my music transferred over to my new name.
Yeah.
Really all I did was unabbreviate my name. I wanted to make me more like easy to find. Like, yeah, it might be harder to type my name, but once you type it out, that's all you're going to see. You're not going to see Georgia stuff because GA is like a hard thing to take ownership of. But
you're born and raised in Georgia?
Yeah. So I happen to be born and raised here. My initials are GA and I was here my whole life.
So it made sense.
Yeah, it made sense at first. And then people still call me GA. I look at it like I call X.
Yeah.
That's not his name, but it was just easier for me to say. So I feel like it's the same thing.
But you've been doing music for 10 years, am I right?
Since 2000 I've been doing music for a long, long time, but like I started recording myself when I was a junior in high school. And then I stopped recording myself and I started going to studios probably 17. Like when I went to the first studio.
Was it in ATL?
It was in Gainesville, Georgia.
And that's where you're from? Okay.
That's where I moved from Gwinnett County to Gainesville in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got into music, I was out there in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people kind of were at the time. Not like too many people, but there was a network for music. And that's like what got me in. But we were like more in Gwinnett and stuff. When I was like out in events and stuff, It was always in Gwinnett. So it kind of went back to my hometown as I grew up. And now I'm in Atlanta.
Living in Atlanta.
Yeah.
The place where everything is happening. Do you go out to events here and still network like you're just now starting? I
do. Sometimes it's like a hit or miss, but I do go out. I got a friend that hosts parties So I'm at his events. His name is Clip Monstar, and that's kind of like the mentor I had growing up from Gainesville. So he's still doing his thing. I'll see like people reach out to me and tell me about events, and I'll just go. And if I see an artist I like and an artist that I'm following, he's doing his thing, I'll be at that event. So from concerts to like open mics, I'm still there.
I'm glad you never act like you're too good, because you definitely got numbers behind you. You got a fan base behind you, which is more important than the money.
For sure.
Being an artist. I'm glad that you never act like you're too good to show up to these open mics, because that's a thing here.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like eventually there will be like, okay, I'm too good now. Or sometimes I'll be like, man, tonight probably won't perform. But I feel like if you're going out and networking, it's not always about like winning the showcase. You know what I mean? It's like getting the names and numbers, connection, following up with them later on, like checking in with them online, and just, I feel like if your face is seen enough in this industry, people are eventually gonna be like, okay, I can come up to this dude. He knows something because I see him everywhere. You know what I mean? So like you have to be seen a few times at these events. You know what I mean? Or else, people are just, I mean, there is a lane for people online at home, but I just think my lane is kind of doing both.
When I first met you, you even have this energy about you that I feel like when people look at you, they would expect you to have music like just whining on the track, but you could actually rap. And I could just tell that you had a good head on your shoulders. Where does that come from? Like, what's your family life like?
My family is amazing.
Two-parent household?
Now it is. So growing up, my real dad had passed away when I was 3. He wasn't like a father to me. So my mom just had me calling him Thomas. He'd come like in a blue moon, like come to see me.
Not calling him Thomas.
Yeah, so his first name, that's it. I didn't even know he was my dad. And
why do you think she did you? Why do you think she did that?
She did that because he didn't like play a role as a dad. So like she wasn't like, you can't see it, you can't see your son, but she was like, until like you act like a dad and help out, like.
So it's like it's got to be like earned.
Yeah, like because I wasn't gonna have his last name until my mom like made sure that like he earned it from me. You know what I mean? Like so, he was just like a big alcoholic, and he was just like an asshole. So he ended up passing away when I was 3. So I was like raised in a single house home from like 0 to it's about 5, maybe 5 or 6. She got with my stepdad, Chris, and Chris is awesome. He's like, we're real close. So great relationship. I look at him like as a dad.
So you've been surrounded by love your whole life.
Yeah. It was never like, even whenever I didn't have like a dad there, like I was a little confused. I go to school and be like, why are these kids, is my dad ever gonna come pick me up? Like I used to ask my mom that. But it was never like something that like broke me down. When I got a little older, I was a little dramatic because I was like a teenager about it. So I started to like kind of blame stuff on it.
What were you like when you were a teenager? Were you a teenager that was having a lot of trouble figuring out themselves, and so they were taking it out on the world? Or were you cool, calm, and collected?
I was pretty calm, but I had my breaking point. It was like when I got my license. I was like,
the license?
Yeah, it's like as soon as I was able to leave. And I did shit before I got my license. Like I would get high and stuff. But that's about all I did. Like getting high was like the worst thing I did at a young age. You know what I mean? I didn't do no bad shit. And then when I got my license and I was in Gainesville, that's kind of what changed me, was moving to Gainesville. Because it was like, it seems like a 45-minute drive, like what could really change. But no, like the culture shock from Gwinnett County when I was growing up to Gainesville.
Because a lot of people don't know Gwinnett County, although it's Gwinnett County and it's the north side, it still has elements of Atlanta in there.
Oh yeah, you got Koreans, you got white people, you got black people, you got Indians. Like Gainesville, I think there was only like 1 or 2 Indians in my whole school, like, and maybe like 5 Asians in the whole school. Like, and it was like 70% Hispanic, and then the rest was white and black. You know what I mean? About even. So it was just a big culture shock, like. And I had uniforms because there was like gang activity going on.
They put you in uniforms?
Yeah, in middle school we had uniforms. And then it's kind of like I was always a skater. So I grew up like I was listening to rap music and I was skateboarding like, my whole life. And so that's how I made my friends. Like even in elementary school in Gwinnett, I was like, if you like rap, you wore like some cool shoes, we were talking. Like,
you still got those same friends?
I have one friend from elementary school.
It'd be like that. If you're somebody that can keep a friend since elementary school, you're different. Because me, I probably got like one from high school.
I got one, and I got some acquaintances I talked to from when I was younger, like from like middle school days that are in Gwinnett. And I have two, but one of them passed away to drug addiction. He's still my friend, but he's passed away. So, and we kind of grew distant, but I felt like we would have kind of got a relationship going again because of his drug problems. Like we kind of grew distant, you know what I mean? But nah, it was a big change, and I was always like, I wasn't too athletic. Like I just like expressing myself with like what I wore, and skateboarding was like my way of expressing myself as far as like how music is today.
Do you feel like you were a top skateboarder? Like you were the one that everybody knew?
I was never the one that like dropped jaws, but I wasn't ever one that people like laughed at. I just kind of like blended in. And that's kind of about like everything I was doing. Like sports, I was the same way. I wasn't like horrible, but I wasn't going to make it to college. You know
Do you
what
feel
I
like
mean?
you were ever anti? Like, was that ever in your spirit?
Like,
Rebellious or?
yeah, I think skateboarding makes people do that. You know what I mean? You're hopping fences, you're sneaking into places you're not supposed to be, and you're skateboarding. Like, it kind of brings that rebel out of you. And I feel like I took after my dad too. Like I don't know him, but I know he was definitely rebellious. And I feel like somewhat of me, and even like my mom's side of the family, like we have rebellious blood. So I feel like that's always been the thing for me. It's kind of like just going a different way. The way that people don't go, and not the main way that everybody wants you to go that people don't go, but just like finding your own way.
I love being rebellious. I feel like rebellious spirits make the best creatives.
For sure. I feel like that too. There's always something about every like author or every like actor or musician. There's always like this one like
they got the coolest stories.
Yeah.
Like even when Kanye West is like just out and about, just being crazy, that's him being a real creative. Like when you're so creative, it's like something in your mind to where sometimes things can get just a little crazy to society.
And I feel like there's a healthy side to it, and I feel like there's like some people that just kind of let it all the way loose, and I think that's kind of dangerous sometimes. But I feel like you always have to have some like structure.
Tamed.
Yeah, you kind of have to be tamed somehow, whether it's family or whatever, it's your art that tames you or whatever. But I definitely love that about. I feel like every idol I have like always has like a
unique story,
yeah,
or just something about them that just makes them.
Yeah, for sure.
Keeps exciting. So I feel like skateboarding, kind of probably helped you and your fan base and how that all originated. So when you first started to do music, how do you feel like people responded to it? Were they fucking with it, or were you?
It was in high school, and that was like close to a time where I was quitting skateboarding. Like I started like kind of getting out of it a little bit, and I started just like smoking weed and trying to get some money, and I wasn't really in the mix like that. Like with my friends in Gwinnett, we kind of grew distant, and I stopped skating. Like I skated with some people in Gainesville too, but we all kind of put the boards down eventually, and we were just doing other stuff.
Oh.
And I had got sick one week when I was in high school, recorded this song. Actually, I recorded like 4 songs, and they're somewhere like buried deep on SoundCloud right now. And I
did it do numbers?
None of them did like crazy numbers. Nah, and I think some of them are like over 1,000 views now. I don't know how, because it's like I said, it's like a secret account. Nobody knows about this.
That's probably what makes it special, because they know it's you.
I don't know.
They don't know it's you?
I don't know. I don't even know who's listening to this stuff nowadays. It's probably like my mom. She probably don't listen to all of them.
She's a fan of you?
Yeah, she's a huge fan.
Oh my God.
But my friends were like, they liked it. In high school, like whenever we get high, it was just like the typical
suburban.
Suburban way you start music. It starts off with friends, and it's like you do it at home. For me, it was at home. And I was rapping with my friends, and I showed them, like, as we were freestyling, showed them the song I made, and they'd be like, damn. And I had some friends that hyped me up, and I had some friends that would kind of just say, yeah, it's good, and kind of move on. But I really was doing it for me when I started. And I wasn't really looking for much assurance from people, but the assurance I got definitely helped me keep going.
So being a hip-hop superstar was never in your plans?
Not.
But you're also a rock superstar.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it wasn't rock star. It was also like, I don't know. Like I did like get inspired by like Eminem in elementary school. Like,
of course,
I wanted like that's all.
Everybody was a fan of Eminem.
Yeah, and like I shaved my head, dyed it blonde. I don't know if everybody did that, but
you got the hoodie on, you got in front of the mirror, and was like,
I literally, I was Eminem. In my eyes, I was Eminem's son. Like,
Nobody could tell me nothing.
And yeah, it was crazy. But I didn't even start rapping then. But I always was so inspired by big artists, like even like Lil Romeo and Lil Bow Wow. Like when I was like super young, like first grade type shit. Like I just wanted to be these guys, and I didn't really know why until I started doing music, and I was like, damn, I do. But it was more like a hidden agenda I had. It wasn't like telling everybody I'm gonna be this and be that. I would tell my close friends like, yeah, I want to be a rapper. But then like I told like my job maybe when I was like 16, 17 that I wanted to be a rapper, and they kind of laughed at me. But I didn't really believe it until like I was like 21, 20. I was like, bet, this is what I'm
gonna do.
Yeah.
Because you're different, and your bio was hilarious. You said, just another white boy that raps.
I love my bio right now. I probably won't change it for a while.
Is that you making fun of people that think that you're just another white boy that raps?
Yeah, it's more like me being sarcastic because it's almost like cringe. I remember like when I started skateboarding, it was my mom's friends that got us started, and like the world wasn't skateboarding. And I was happy to see the world start going skateboard because I was like, bet, I love skateboarding, so I'm happy to see everybody doing it. But then like everybody was wearing skinny jeans. After I've been wearing skinny jeans, I'm like, y'all was just making fun of me. So it's almost like when I started rapping was a long time ago, and not the world was rapping, and now it's like kind of oversaturated. But it's not like a reason for me to stop rapping. But it's like I get it why people look at me and they're like, oh God, like what is he doing?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I kind of just expect them to. Like who wouldn't?
You ever dyed your hair pink or red or?
I've done pink.
Okay, that'll do it. Cause
I've done red. I did pink. I did green. And that's it.
Yeah, that'll do it. They were like, oh, he probably does that music. But you don't do the music that people would look at you and think that you do.
No, I don't. I mean, I've tried all sorts of stuff, but I'm pretty sure my music isn't how people think it is when I first started.
I mean, you got a song with Fujiano when it's a hip hop record. Like there's women, dancing, shaking ass. Like
it's a full blown
real
hip hop
video.
Yeah.
But speaking of Fujiano, he's an artist over at Authentic Empire.
Right.
That is a record label you used to be affiliated with. Tell me about how your life changed when you got with them, Worth.
For sure. My life definitely changed because I was fresh out of rehab, and I was doing like this. I was in this whole program. It was called drug court. And long story short, like I was court appointed into rehabs. I was doing it to avoid any prison time, and it took me about 3 years to graduate. So right when I left the rehab, graduated, I came home, and I ain't dropped the music in like, because I was at this rehab particularly for like 6 months. So I barely even posted on social media. And I didn't drop any music while I was in there for 6 months. I felt like it was the longest time I didn't do nothing, right? I was just focused on me. And when I got out, I was like, damn, what do I do? How do I get back in without people like wondering where I've been? Like, I didn't know how to just, it's not like I was gone that long, but 6 months felt like some time.
So you thought to team up with some people?
Well, no, I didn't even think about teaming up. I was just like, man, I got to drop this video. So I made this song called One More Time. And my friend, my producer, that actually like the home label I'm with now, it's like just some home team shit. Like there's no paperwork or nothing, but we go by One More Time. Because that was his producer tag. So I made a song for him, kind of, and it was based off of his tag. And I posted the video, and people were just sharing it, and it did pretty good. And then, long story short, somebody reached out to me by the name of Fetty G and was like, I got somebody I want to introduce you to. And it was Boom Man. I walk into Boom Man's house.
The head of Authentic Empire.
Yeah. And I play my song, and like the hook didn't even finish. He paused it. He's like, yeah, I want to sign you. Like right now. And so I was like, bet, let me go figure something out. So I got a lawyer. We worked it out within like that week.
As artists should do.
Yeah. Recommend every artist to get a lawyer. Like, you're a dummy if you don't.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Sign anything without a lawyer besides like, even like cars nowadays, you damn near need a lawyer to sign a contract. But
anyways,
for me, yeah,
it was a process. And
it was a process, but it didn't take long. Like I said, a week went by, I signed to them. I was working with Euro Got It. It really changed my whole aspect because I was like in the city doing stuff I've never done before, riding sprinters, like meeting big artists,
like
and they're not looking at me like I'm down here. Like I have artists that I was listening to, like Kwani Cash, like say, yo, I want to feature, like let's do a song. I had artists like Joe Gifted, like, yo, hit me up, say, yo, you hard as hell. And it was just like a new experience for me. Like, so I was just like, it was life changing. Then once we signed Fujiano,
it That's when, you know, Molly came through.
Yeah, like he had the song Molly, and they helped him redrop it and like promote it.
Were you in the video?
Nah, I wasn't there.
Okay.
I forget what I was doing that weekend, but I didn't make it. I made a few of his videos, like Trapper with Lil Baby. I was in that one, but Molly, I wasn't in that video. But long story short, like he signed to the label. Maybe like a month or two goes by, and Gucci Mane's hitting him up like, "Yo, you hard as hell, you trouble." Like, and so when he signed to Gucci Mane, I had thought I'd seen a big change already, and then I was like, "Man, this really about to change." And it was just like we were in Miami, we were just doing crazy stuff that we ain't never done before, and it was just like
real rap star life.
Yeah, it was dope, just taking it all in and kind of sitting there, but. Like, it's not like I was on the sidelines, like I was participating, but I was also like far enough to like really analyze it and like take it in. Like I watched this guy go from like $1,000 was a lot of money to having a few million in the matter of months. Like I was like, dang, this is possible.
It
like,
could be me.
Yeah, it's as long as you just put yourself out there enough to be one of those lucky people. Because I do think this game is luck and it's relationships and luck, but you're not gonna get lucky if you're not putting your head like in enough events and putting your music on enough
thinking ahead
to be picked out of the lucky people.
Because those labels or just any situation or any affiliation doesn't last forever.
No.
I feel like a lot of artists that have kind of fell off, it was because they were like, I'm in this situation, this is what it is, and it's lit.
Yeah, no, like you should never be comfortable, and you'll know when it's time to be comfortable. Like you'll be planning retirement, you'll know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But until then, it's like you always gotta be ready for a change. Because like even like the artists that have been on that were selling crazy CDs, now that it's a streaming world, they can't even get streams because the game changed, and they thought that nobody was gonna stop them. Like they thought that they were on top of the world. Like, you know what I mean? But it's a new era, and there's gonna be a new era like coming up. You never know where music is gonna go. So,
but Authentic Empire is in your past now.
Yeah. So we've came to terms that it was time for it to stop what we were doing, and time for me. I came to terms with myself that it's time for me to move on and do something else. Like it was a great experience for me, and I appreciate all the relationships I've gotten because there's definitely people that I still rock with that I met through that situation. I believe I met you through that situation, so I'm just kind of like thankful for that, and I'm just using all the resources that I have now. Plus the ones that I'm getting.
But regardless, like I just feel like when I did see you running with Authentic Empire, I wasn't even looking at it like he's with Authentic Empire. Right. I was thinking about you were with them. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm just saying that you were special.
Right.
Because they don't have artists like you on their team. So I feel like that's just really important for you to know. And even though that situation is over with, people still know your name. Right. You still got a fan base, and like you made those connections.
Yeah, facts. Like I didn't lose nothing. Like I didn't lose $1 from being with them.
Very lucky.
And I didn't, you know, it was a stepping stone. And I feel like as I go on, like situations are gonna come and they're gonna go. Doors are gonna get knocked on. Not every door is supposed to be answered. Like, but doors are still gonna get knocked on. So I'm here for whatever happens. You know what I mean? But I'm just blessed to be where I'm at. Like, cause I realize there's a lot of people that like have no idea what it's like to even be signed or have no idea what it's like. They think that that's all they need.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got to see that and see that, okay, that's not all I need. Cause at one point I was like, man, as soon as I get signed, it's over with.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Yeah. And that's not how it works. Like, it don't work that way. And it's like, the sooner you realize that, I feel like the better off you are.
Like you definitely don't have like that aura about you where like, I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what's next. Because you already have a music video out right now.
I got like
singles.
I probably got like 20 something music videos on my YouTube.
And they're all lit, jumping.
I got hella like little vlogs.
Love the vlogs.
I got some videos that did over 100, and I got some that are like right under it, and I got some that are like in a couple thousands. You know what I mean? But I just I realize now that it's like connecting with the fans I have is the only important
thing.
They
love the fuck out of you. Your fans love you.
And I feel like that's just motivation for me to meet new people like them. Because I didn't really have much to offer when they fell in love with my music. So it's like, obviously I don't need a lot. I just have to keep making music. And that's all that matters. And then eventually, you know, it'll click. But people always ask like, I can't wait till you get on like Jack Harlow level or something like that. And I always was like, well, what are you talking about? Because my music
what is that?
Is that level.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't have the same resources, but it's like all that shit's gonna come if y'all.
They're gonna knock on your door.
So why are y'all waiting on that? Like whenever I was growing up, I didn't give a damn about who Eminem was signed with. Like, you know what I mean? I just liked Eminem. And I lost a lot of people and I gained a lot of fans when I signed, but I realized that that's not even like the same fans that I lost. I can't even be mad at them if I'm like showing love to the people that came when I signed. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I understand you never heard of me before, but you knew who I was, and when I signed, you're a fan of me now. I just don't get it. I feel like we live in an era where once you sign or something, like people think that, you know what I mean? I don't know. I realizing where I'm at right now is exactly where I need to be.
You're in a really good situation, and the power of social media. I'm really impressed with you because not only are you talented, but you know how to keep your fans entertained. Tell me about the couple ways that you keep yourself in front of them and you keep engaging with them.
Right now, it's like I feel Reels, like if you're an artist TikTok. And you're not using TikTok, it's gonna slap you in the face soon because it's like it's the way to go. I don't feel like it's gonna work forever. I feel like TikTok maybe has like we don't know. TikTok could be over with tomorrow. I mean,
are you into spirituality? Is that something
big into spirituality? Like that's what I was raised around. It was never religion. I grew up in a house where that's what it was spirituality. You know, my parents practiced Ifa, but
what is that?
It's like It's like an African spirituality. You know what I mean? It's kind of really. It's not really religious, but it's pretty deep. You should definitely look into it. It's called Ifa.
I'm open to everything when it comes to spirituality. I feel like just everything is just beautiful. The fact that somebody even believes in something like that means a lot to me.
Yeah, definitely. Like I love. I'm still learning what I really believe in, but you know, like I know what keeps me going. I have faith in the higher power. And just because I don't know exactly what I'm praying to, I still pray. And, you know, I don't judge anybody for what, like, if it's working, like, why I'm judging? Like, if they're doing something good and something's, like, keeping them moving, like, don't tell them that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's working for them. Like, why would you try to change it? Right. So I just kind of do my thing, but I'm very open-minded when it comes to, like, spirituality and religion. Like, I kind of, like, accept all of it, like, circumstances, like, to a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like I don't know what I practice. I kind of practice. Like
but the fact that you practice anything at all, because it's just something with this industry and just making art. I'm not going to just say music, just making art. It's draining.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get up. So you have to believe in something. You have to have something that motivates you.
Right. And I think for me, like connecting with whatever, like for me, I go camping. And that's something I just realized like recently. Like
I just got to lo-fi music, so I can relate that there's little things along the way we pick up. But what is it about camping with you?
Well, I grew up camping, so it's not like a new thing that I've never done. But I just love the nature, and I feel like fresh water and like not really so much salt water. Like I like the woods better than I like the beach. I just like fresh water and being in the mountains with no distractions and sleeping outside like in a tent, but outside. Damn near. It's just like I feel like I recharge whenever I'm doing that.
Not even recharge too, but also be human. Like I don't think this is even talked about enough. This is a whole other thing, but we lose humanity when we're constantly on our phones or we're constantly trying to impress people. So it's like being outside. Like somebody told me, just looking up at the sky is like really healing.
It humbles you. It humbles you. It grounds you. It makes you just remember. Like for me, it's like I'm just glad I went camping as a kid because that's something probably I would never do if I didn't. You know what I mean? But for me, it just helps me remember why I do stuff. You know, sometimes I think about like whenever I was a kid and I was so excited to just go to the city and see the big buildings. As soon as I heard the song from my favorite artist I never heard before, I go like get super inspired and like watch this movie and like I leave the movie theaters like thinking like a whole new man. I'm like, yo, like what happened to that kid that got so inspired? I feel like
life.
We kind of just get distracted from who we are, and so it's like for me, like making sure that you're getting closer to who you are every day. Like that's more important.
I miss my innocence. I look back at it a lot too. Like, damn, like I wish I could be. If everything I was doing right now, like just being a journalist, if I was like, 5-year-old me, I would be like, wow. But it's like now that I'm in it, it's like I love what I do, but I don't ever have time to be like, wow, like I'm doing this shit.
But camping, like for me, like I'll be like, yeah, because I day to day, I'm like, man, content, editing these videos, blah, blah, blah. Like, it kind of gets old. And then, like, you go camping, but, like, before I come home, I'm, like, ready. Like, I'll be in the woods, like, damn, I know what I need to do. And when I get back, and I'm just thankful for the resources that I have. And, you know what I mean? I'm thankful for, like, the little things, but also, like, being an artist. Like, what the hell? Like, I never thought I'd be doing interviews and meeting people like this. Like, for real, like, I remember being on my couch making music. Like, I didn't even know the first step to being an artist. And I look at some kids now that don't, and they reach out to me for that kind of advice. It's like, yeah, I could probably give it to you, but see how long this interview is? Like, it's kind of hard to do this with everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So,
But at the end of the day, like, not only your music, like, I really want y'all to listen to Gabriel's music, y'all. It's not what you're gonna expect, and you're also gonna always take something from it. He knows how to bring, like, not just that personality and energy, but it leaves you like feeling like like a relief, like I'm not alone type feeling.
For sure. And I got music. I got a little bit of music for everybody, and I think it's only getting better. And definitely, if you like listen to my older stuff, to like the stuff I've recently dropped, you're gonna hear like a more mature growth. But it's also like, remember, I was like 19 or 18 when I started dropping music, so like I have to grow with my music, or else like I don't want to be that 18-year-old I was forever.
You can pour up again. Let's go ahead and pour up. This is a really great conversation.
I'll drink all this shit.
But y'all, we about to play a game. Are you ready for this game? Okay, we're gonna need you to get real deep. So I got a couple questions for you. Have you ever played this or that?
Never.
Never? What games have you played?
Maybe if you like, I've done like, oh, so it's like you give me two things and I pick one.
You gotta pick the two. Yeah, you gotta pick
I've done that.
All right, well, let's get it. Okay, so this or that, getting money or being in love? Because I know you're in a relationship. So
I think being in love is more important. Easy.
So you would rather be broke and then just have this relationship?
Well, I mean, no. How I took the question is like, which comes first morally? Like, which is more important for your soul? You can live longer. I think love, like, you know, loneliness kills people just like depression does. So I feel like love is definitely more important.
Can you tell me how you found love during these times? Because people are so shitty these days.
I didn't really try. Like, it just kind of happened, and as soon as I think I was just in a dark spot where I was at, and I think that, like, it just happened. I don't know. It might have just been all her doings. Like, it might have been none of the things I did would lead anybody to love. I think that she always talks about how she manifested it. And she was, like, writing in the journal what she wanted.
I need notes.
And so I was like, maybe it was her. Because for me, like, I was just in a dark spot. And if I did have anything to do with it, I think it was my higher power. Like, yo, I need to give him something right now.
Like a best friend type situation.
Facts.
That's dope. No, that was really inspiring for me to hear, because it's just like during these times right now, it's hard to find love. Everybody's so selfish. Everybody wants to either do it for social media. Like, I want somebody to love me for me. You know?
For sure. And I think that, you know, I don't think that's something anybody looks for. I think that that's just something that happens at the right time. And I feel like almost it's like, yeah, you apply yourself, just kind of like the industry. You got to put your head around different places just so you can be lucky. But it's a game of luck. You know, it doesn't happen to everybody. Even people that do all the right things, sometimes it just doesn't happen for them. Mm-hmm. So,
y'all are a very cute couple. I haven't given it to y'all. She's real pretty. So this or that, production with guitar or production with piano?
Guitar.
You always have your songs with guitar.
Yeah, guitar. Easy. I just like guitars, and I've been a fan of like rock music just as long as I've been a fan of. Well, probably a little less longer than rap music, but I love rock music, and I think it's because of the acoustic guitars, electric guitars. I just love the way they sound, layered up. I love the way piano sound too. Like, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. Ears, pick guitar.
Okay, so I'm gonna give my favorite bands, and you have to give your favorite bands. Okay, so I will give it. Do you know Silver Sun Pickups?
Yeah.
Okay, Taking Back Sunday.
Love Taking Back Sunday.
Love them. Okay, give me yours.
I would say Taking Back Sunday and Mayday Parade are some of my favorite. Modest Mouse is my big.
Ooh, Float On.
Yeah, but
it's my shit.
I listen to it all my from 1990 to now. Like, I listen to all that shit. My whole family, like my parents put me on Modest Mouse, so it's like my favorite growing up. Growing up, I kind of didn't even realize how much I liked it until now. Like, past I don't know, I've always listened to that song. But Modest Mouse definitely my main favorite, and then I like Escape the Fate a lot.
Escape the Fate. They do like dance type techno.
It's kind of like Taking Back Sunday, a little bit more Mayday Parade-ish sounds, like a little bit more punky sounds.
I heard that.
They kind of scream a little bit, kind of like Taking Back Sunday, like 'cause they sing, but they still scream, but it's not too much screaming.
Yeah,
It's like a little bit of both.
I know exactly who you're talking about. We can have a whole
You
conversation
probably
about
heard the
that.
song like, and now you wish that you meant something.
That sounds familiar.
You know,
If it's Escape the Fate, there's a song. It like lists like the 7 sins.
probably.
We gonna talk about it after.
Yeah,
But anyways, yeah, I'm a huge rock music fan, so we have to connect like that.
for sure.
This or that, staying humble or flexing.
Humble wins all the time. I think it's cooler to like, even if you do flex, like even if like you dress like
7K on the teeth.
cool, like it's like Tyler Creator, like he's dressed cool and shit, but he goes out in the crowd like y'all boo me real quick, and people love that. It's like humble and it's like funny, and I like that kind of humor, like humble humor is funny to me.
Did your teeth really cost 7K?
About 7, like 7.5. Yeah.
Saw that on a blog.
Nice.
Okay.
I was honest on that blog. Sometimes he's saying 10, like round it 10, but it was 7.
Cool. This or that, cigarettes or weed? You smoke Newports. I had to ask.
No, I went to Marlboro actually.
Oh.
I'm about to change again to like American Spirit. Trying to like, and then I'm gonna start rolling my own just to be healthier. But
so,
damn,
do you smoke weed?
I smoke weed. I smoke just as much weed as I do cigarettes. I'd have to say weed because it's better for you, but like, I probably need a cigarette more than I need weed.
Y'all see you smoking a hookah. They say it's like 1,000 cigarettes. I don't believe that.
Way better for you than cigarettes.
Thank you. Please tell them. Tell my mom too. She calls me all the time.
Probably good for you, but way better for you than cigarettes.
This or that, making rap music or rock music? This is the last one.
Say rap, because all my music is like rap, hip hop based. I have 808s, and that's what started. That's where I started at. That's what originally inspired me when I was a little kid. So, like, it took me a second to resonate with rock. That wasn't until I skateboarded and like heard all these different genres and same little community. All skateboarders are different. You got one that's like iced out, just listen to Lil Wayne. You got one that's like, listen to Leonard Skinner over here. Like, you know what I mean? You got just different type of people in the same room hanging out. Like, so that's really what got my head like into like this multicultural, diverse. And that's the way that I was raised too.
Everybody I met that skateboards always has the coolest personality.
Yeah, I think skateboarders, like I said this under a post the other day, but I'm gonna make a T-shirt out of it, and it's gonna say skateboarders know art.
Period. I can see that.
It's just an art form. You know what I mean? Because like shout out to Fonny. He was just on the podcast. I'm gonna quote something he said on the podcast.
Need him on here.
Yeah. In fact, you need to get on this podcast too. But he said, everybody can kickflip, but not everybody's kickflip looks the same. It all has their own like style. That's kind of like how music is too. And like, that just resonated with me. And I was like, facts. Like, it's just an art form. Like people express themselves differently by what they wear while they're skating, how they skate, the tricks they do, just different styles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. Well, we had a great conversation. We smoked some hookah. We drank some. Andre, I know you like the beer, but that's all I had.
It's cool. It'll make up for no Miller Lite.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to leave us with, like some upcoming music you got planned on the way?
I got an EP coming out called Broken, the EP, and I got an album coming out slowly, like the end of next year. So I got a while to go before then, but I'll have some singles come out on the way. But this whole next drop list is basically about my brand. It's called Broken, and I know that's not very narrow, but it's basically just like, it basically is reaching out to people that like remind them they're not alone through hard situations. And it's just me being really vulnerable to myself. And it's like really a reminder to me too. And it's like, yeah, like we have broken past and broken like things, like we have broken like properties, but it's like, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know. It's kind of like embracing the low. You know what I mean?
It's beauty in the struggle. That's what J. Cole said.
Right. There's definitely beauty in every struggle. And that's what this album is really about. Making good music out of hard times.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, like, I know I sound like, crazy when I say this, but I really believe in what you have going on.
Thank you.
Even if you didn't have the fans and I just came across you like on SoundCloud or something, I would be like, what he's got going on is it. And in a way, I kind of feel like you're the future of hip hop music.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
I feel like, and no, that's like that's a lot to comprehend for me because it's like I didn't even think, but it's like I wouldn't be surprised because I didn't think that like when I started I'd be here on this couch, so I wouldn't even be really
that people even care to hear,
Yeah.
you know, about why you do what you do or where you come from.
right.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's no, you know, that it doesn't, it's not far fetched for me to be on this like on Oprah Winfrey's couch talking about shit too. You know what I mean? Like it's really not far fetched because I
Yeah.
feel like anything's possible, and if you're doing the right thing, and I feel like I am doing the right thing,
Mhm.
I'm putting positivity out in the world. And
Nothing but positivity.
and I just feel like that's gonna pay off the way it's
Yes.
supposed to. So.
Yes, well, we have Gabriel Avrett on the couch. Shout out to TracyVAMedia. Make sure y'all check out the Miserable at Best music video, which is on
Right.
YouTube channel now.
On YouTube, yeah, under my channel, Gabriel Avrett,
GA, y'all. Once again, guys, it's Tracy Mitchell, VA, and I'm keeping it real, relevant, and resident here at TracyVAMedia. Hope you guys enjoy this conversation. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.